Right now, breaking news on News Channel 8.
Good evening, I'm Melanie Michael. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday. Tonight, there are major breaking developments in the disappearance of Bay Area woman Gabby Petito, who vanished on a road trip in the western United States. We are currently awaiting a press conference from the FBI at Grand Teton National Park. Also, we are hearing reports that evidence has been found in that area of Wyoming, possibly a body. They will not confirm whether or not that is Gabby. We are awaiting on news conferences from the FBI in that area. Meanwhile, closer to home, of course, another day of searching for Gabby's fiance. That is Brian Laundrie, considered a person of interest in this case, who was also missing tonight. We have you covered from all areas. 8 on Your Side team coverage out this hour, starting with our Olivia Steen, who is live at the search scene in Sarasota County. Olivia, bring us up to speed on what you're seeing out there.
Well, Melanie, we're out here at Myakkahatchee State Park, where search crews have been since sunrise. As you can see behind me, there's been quite a few vehicles leaving, but we still don't have an update as to where they stand in regards to this search. Now, as you can see, the City of Northport Command Center is about to leave, and then a volunteer truck behind him is also pulling out. We've seen about 7 cars in the last 5 minutes leave the park as well. Again, still no updates as to where they stand in the search of Brian Laundrie. Now, I also stopped by the Laundrie house earlier today, and there's not any activity going on over there. I did speak with a few of the neighbors who tell me just watching all of this unfold has been unbelievable.
It's weird watching the news and seeing your neighborhood now, seeing your neighbors on the news, and then watching the vigils. And because when crime happens all over the country, you look at it and you go, oh man, that's it's sad. You see the posters, but you never see it really on the signs when you drive past your local Walmart or the gas station. So.
Now, FBI Denver did tweet out not too long ago that they would have an update around 6 o'clock in regards to the search for Gabby Petito, so we'll be waiting for that information. Melanie?
Olivia staying live for us tonight, of course, at the Myakkahatchee State Park. Right now, there is a search underway, as we mentioned, in Wyoming, at the Spread Creek area. This is near Grand Teton National Park, and that's where this video was shot by a couple back on August 27th. They are convinced they spotted Gabby's white van at the side of the road, which you're looking at right now. It has Florida plates on it, and we do want to point out this was just 4 days before Brian Laundrie, a person of interest, arrived back in Florida. The FBI is aware of this video, but they do tell 8 on Your Side they do not comment on specific tips. Agents are working every angle of this, as you can imagine. The Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park is opening up in the Carlton area. It opens up to that area, and it's an immense wilderness area of Northport. A lot of wilderness areas, wooded areas. So from some perspective on that area and the difficult task that the search teams are now facing, we have Eagle 8's Paul Lamison flying over that area. He was there earlier today.
We're now high above the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park, and you can see the vastness of the area. If I move the camera, you can just see how many acres of land there is and how hard it would be to search to find somebody, especially if that person doesn't want to be found. I'm going to move the camera in and show you sides of a kind of a path and how it goes from out in almost an open field into these trees. And when you're in the tree-lined area, it's just a real thick environment in there, and it would be next to impossible to see someone, especially if they're not wanting to be found. So this search is covering a big area. It goes all the way over to the Carlton Reserve, which is another 25,000 acres of land to search. And so we've seen helicopters, we've seen people on the ground with canines, and they're making their way through. And I'll show you, it's a wet area out here as well. So the trail can grow cold. They have bloodhounds and other canine animals out here searching, as well as people. But again, you can see how wet it is. And again, I'll move and show you just how vast this area is. In Eagle 8 HD, Paul Lamison, 8 on Your Side.
And that, of course, was 8 on Your Side's Paul Lamison. Above that area, you can see acres and acres of really thick wooded brush. And now the search teams, of course, they do have a lot of ground to cover as they continue in this search. But the search in Sarasota County grinds on at this hour. Christine McClarty continuing our team coverage tonight. She says that some people living nearby have their doubts if anything will ever be found.
It's day 2 of the search for Brian Laundrie. For hours, we've seen ATVs and canine units, multiple law enforcement agencies coming in and out of these wooded areas. We've also heard from a lot of neighbors and bikers on this road asking us what's going on.
Well, I do what I usually do on Sunday mornings is I ride my bike up in this area.
Bill Willowa of Northport says today's ride is different. Dozens of people from multiple agencies, including Northport Police, FBI, and Florida Fish and Wildlife, are searching here for missing 23-year-old Brian Laundrie. The search began Saturday morning after a Friday night missing persons report from Brian's parents. Willowa says usually he rides deeper into the reserve, but he knew it wasn't a good idea with the current hot, humid, and swampy conditions.
Unfortunately, it's almost completely flooded and nearly impassable for anybody to walk or to ride a bike in.
Northport Police spokesman Josh Taylor says their search crews are working to overcome the challenging environmental conditions by using an array of tools.
We've had drones in the air, we've got bloodhounds, canines, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, certainly out there. It's very wet.
Willowa says he's a pilot and he's fearful all these resources could be a waste.
It just seems to me highly implausible that the person of interest is up in that area. Plus, with helicopters and airplanes, and it's mostly an exposed area, they would have easily have sighted him, in my opinion.
The questions remain, where are Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie? Stay with 8 on your side for the latest. Reporting in Northport, Christine McClarty, 8 on your side.
And that is indeed the question at this hour. Chrissy, thank you so much. Continuing our team coverage, we will be following the developments throughout the evening and bringing you the very latest as we monitor everything. We are indeed still waiting on that FBI news conference where agents will bring us up to date out in Wyoming on the body that was found. Again, we do not know if that is indeed Gabby. They are going to tell us at the news conference what they know, the evidence they have found, and we will be bringing that to you live as soon as it happens. Our latest developments at WFLA.com and our 11 p.m. newscast. For now, tonight, investigators in Hillsborough County, a little closer to home, are looking into the discovery of a body. It happened along Sheldon Road, just south of Waters Avenue in Town and Country. Investigators tell us the body was found in a vehicle. They do not know yet how that person died. However, detectives do not suspect foul play. And in Pinellas County, another death investigation going on. This one is in the area of Curlew Road and Tampa Road. It's going on in Oldsmar. Detectives do confirm an adult man is dead. They believe the death is not suspicious, but so far they have no other information to share in this developing case. Switching gears now, Max Defender 8's Greg Bennett, our good buddy, joining us now with a live update at what's going on out there. I know some activity in the tropics as well as some activity here in the Bay Area with cloudy skies.
You know it, Mel. We've got a lot going on out there. First, let's start off with those pop-up showers and thunderstorms, basically in uniform motion towards the east coast of Florida. But we do have them starting to develop across I-75, 275, and the I-4 corridor throughout Hillsborough County, portions of Pasco County, and even getting into Hernando County as well. Most of our intense storm activity is well off towards the east, moving into Highlands County and then up into Orange County and portions of even Flagler and Volusia County on the east coast of the state. We're getting ourselves a westerly component with our winds, but also a stronger sea breeze, and that's allowing us to see that opportunity for showers and storms pop up more of in the inland areas rather than starting off on the coast and then moving forward throughout mainland of Florida. Nonetheless, it is a lot of deep tropical moisture that we're dealing with, and with that tropical moisture comes the potential for tropical development. And let me tell you, we've got a lot out there in the tropics. Let me talk about a couple of locations. First and foremost, this is Tropical Storm Peter. This over here highlighted kind of in this orange blob, but that's underneath the blob. Well, that's no longer our Tropical Depression 17 that we mentioned last night. It is now Rose, and then we've got a third wave coming off of the African coastline to potentially become our next tropical system. This one's got about a 40% chance in the next 5 days, and there it is right here just off the coast of Africa, making itself known into the Atlantic. So that'll be something that we track closely, but let's get into the information on Tropical Storm Peter. So far, it's still riding that mid-Atlantic high pressure system, holding still still well off the coast of the U.S. and the Sunshine State. We'll still continue to track it, but the sustained wind still at 45 miles per hour and tracking to the west-northwest at 17 miles per hour. And now we have Tropical Storm Rose out there tracking to the north-northwest at 16 miles per hour, sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. Luckily for us, this one is meandering straight into the middle parts of the Atlantic, and throughout the next 5, 7, and even 9-day forecast, it's nowhere near the U.S. We'll talk more about the tropics and, of course, our local weather. It's coming up in just a moment. Mel?
Busy day indeed. Thank you, friend. Again, we are following breaking news at this hour. We are currently awaiting the news conference from the FBI in Wyoming after a body was found at that area where Gabby Petito was possibly last seen. They have discovered a body. Agents at this time have not told us whether or not this is indeed Gabby Petito, the missing Bay Area woman. You can see they're prepping for that news conference as we wait. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back on News Channel 8 at 6 on this Sunday with these latest breaking developments in the search for Gabby Petito. At this hour, we are following a breaking development of the search for Gabby Petito. Let's listen in as the FBI provides an update from Grand Teton National Park.
On behalf of the FBI personnel and our partners, I would like to extend sincere and heartfelt condolences to Gabby's family. Joe and Tara Petito and Jim and Nicole Schmidt. As every parent can imagine, this is an incredibly difficult time for the family and friends. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. We ask that you all respect the privacy as they mourn the loss of their daughter. As you are aware, FBI personnel, in coordination with our partners at National Park Service, the Forest Service, Teton County Sheriff's Office, and Jackson Police Department, have been conducting an investigative activity in the vicinity of the Spread Creek dispersed camping area. Earlier today, human remains were discovered, consistent with the description of Gabby Petito. Full forensic identification has not been completed to confirm 100% that we found Gabby, but her family has been notified of this discovery. The cause of death has not been determined at this time. We appreciate your continued support and patience as we work through this process. The vicinity around Spread Creek campsite will remain closed to the public until further notice. This is an active and ongoing investigation, so we ask everyone maintain distance from law enforcement personnel and equipment, vehicles, and related activity for their own safety, as well as to protect the integrity of our work and respect privacy for Gabby's family. We appreciate the tremendous support from the public. The support from the public's response to request of tips has been remarkable. We continue to seek information from anyone who utilized the Spread Creek dispersed camping area between the dates of August 27th and August 30th. Anyone that may have had contact with Gabby or her boyfriend, or who may have seen their vehicle in that area. Please share any new information with the FBI at tips.fbi.gov or 1-800-CALL-FBI. And finally, the Denver Field Office Direct is 303-629-7171. Photos and videos can also be uploaded at fbi.gov/Petito. We thank our partners at the National Park Service, the U.S. Forest Service, Teton County Sheriff's Office, and Jackson Police Department for their collaboration and diligence in this investigation. They surged their resources in a very short amount of time, and their personnel have intimate knowledge of the rugged terrain that we're dealing with, which made this process much more difficult. We greatly appreciate the invaluable skill and expertise of the Teton County Search and Rescue Team. We also thank the community of Jackson and the surrounding areas for the hospitality and for accommodating a rapid influx of law enforcement personnel in the area. In order to protect our investigative process and increase probability of successful prosecution should it be necessary, we have no additional comments. We appreciate your cooperation and respect for Gabby's family, loved ones, during this difficult time. Thank you.
And you just heard a live update from the FBI from the Denver field office talking about the discovery of a body in Grand Teton National Park, the Spread Creek campsite they're talking about where that body was discovered. The remains were found consistent with the description of Gabby Petito. Obviously, this is a very difficult time for the family of this young 22-year-old woman who's from the Bay Area, from the Northport area. Forensic work does remain in making a positive identification, but again, FBI agents providing that update for us remains consistent with the description of Gabby Petito. This is within Grand Teton National Park, a very widespread area, a very rural area, if you will. Not a lot out there. A lot of campsites or campers go out there for vacation. It's popular with tourists. The park is now closed, we should point out, obviously, and the FBI continues to seek info. We want to let you know if anyone does have any information. We've been sharing this number with you, 1-800-CALL-FBI. 1-800-CALL-FBI. It is easy to remember. They are also taking pictures and photographs and videos at this time. They want to make sure that they have everything they need to put together a timeline, to put together the background on how this took place. We should also let you know that the search for the person of interest in this case, who is Brian Laundrie, Gabby's fiance, that search continues right now as we're talking. That is going on consistent with the discovery of this body near Grand Teton National Park. The Spread Creek campsite currently closed as the remains consistent with the description of Gabby Petito. That is according to the FBI. That body has been found. We will continue monitoring this situation, this breaking development in this major nationwide case. The FBI, again, all over this case, from the Denver field office and other agencies investigating Gabby's disappearance. Again, we will continue following this on air and online. We'll be right back.